And there you go, the climb. Hey everybody, welcome to Diamond Zone. Welcome, welcome. It is Wednesday morning, is that right? Right, Wednesday morning. What's the date? Oh my God, the 19th. It is the 19th. Let me get everybody muted out here. Check your cameras, everybody. Check your cameras. We had a nice incident yesterday. All right, hang on. How come I can't mute everybody out? Okay, Bruno, mute yourself. I can't mute you, Bruno.
Hi, everyone.
Bruno, Christina, mute yourself, please.
There.
Mute yourself, please. How come I can't mute them? Let's try it again. That's weird. Christina and Bruno, please mute yourself out. All right, welcome to Diamond Zone. All right, so let's get into it, guys. First of all, today, Jeremy Roma is doing 3 opportunity presentations in a row. So the one that we normally are responsible for on Wednesdays, Jeremy will be taking care of that one. So just make sure you note this, and we'll put it on Facebook, helozoom.us. helozoom.us for today's Diamond Zone call at 6 o'clock. So with that being said, please notify what? Okay, opportunity call. You guys know what I'm talking about. So 6 o'clock p.m. Diamond Zone, and tomorrow also he will be doing it at 6 o'clock. So please make note of that. We'll be back doing our business opportunity presentations on Friday and of course Sunday. So we're counting down, guys, to the big event in OC this Saturday, July 22nd. Just want to make sure I keep reiterating all the dates, all the different events that we have going on. Taylor Worry will be there at our event doing a great training. And of course, we have Van and Tone, who are double presidents. Grand presidents. Christina Torres is a double president. So we have a star-studded lineup. If you have people anywhere within the Southern California market, guys, got to make sure you contact them. I know there's some people that are actually advertising in the market to get people here. So wherever there's an event, you want to make sure your focus is to get people, because you want legs of business everywhere. So that's happening this Saturday. And then, of course, as you all know, we have our tour coming up. We're calling the Presidential Millionaire Tour. So we want to make sure that everybody knows all the dates. Starting in Chicago. Nope, not starting in Chicago. We are starting in Minnesota. August 3rd will be a business presentation, business op with a fast start training. The 4th will be a social event, and the 5th is a super Saturday from 9 to 5. Please make sure, guys, you have people in the Minnesota market, the Midwest. You want to get them there. Get your tickets. We want to make sure this is a packed out event, which no doubt it will be. Then we go into Chicago on August 8th to do a business presentation. Bill Thompson is a diamond out there, but Lisa and I will be there doing a opportunity presentation, fast start training. This is in the western suburbs, if anybody knows the Chicago market. So very close to the airport. So everybody within Chicagoland could get to this event. So please make note of that. And then we go into Florida, starting in Orlando, August 10th. Once again, business opportunity presentation and fast start training. And then we will also have a social event on the 11th. That'll be announced. And August 12th from 10 to 6, we will be in Fort Myers, Florida, out there with Grand Diamond, Mr. Bill Davies, who has a lot of stuff going on. We are there all day, and it will be a social event afterwards. That's going to be very close, or it is at the airport, Hilton Inn, Fort Myers Airport. So that is what is coming up, guys. It's the tour. So please make sure, once again, you have all those dates solidified in your head. All right. So what I want to do is really talk about just some, we talked about realistic expectations the other day, and we talked about, there's a lot of people out there. We all know that we're in an extended pay cycle, I should say. And in this extended pay cycle, and we have 2 weeks, a lot of people get very excited about hitting their ranking. And, I'm a firm believer that I love people to set their goals. There's no doubt. We talked about yesterday the testimonial training and really knowing why you're doing this. And your why drives your desire, and your desire drives what? The activity. But a lot of people don't know, right, what kind of activity they have to have, okay, in order to achieve their goals. And I want to be very clear here. When people get involved in the business, I want you to understand the concept here. When people get involved in the business, right, they pick their package, right? Now, I know these are the old packages, but just follow me. Okay, they pick their package, and what you want people to have, okay, is you want people to have a game plan. You want to make sure they understand the loyalty program, right? And making sure there's no surprises there. Don't just sign somebody up and not tell them about loyalty. Okay, make sure they know about the loyalty program, because this is a selling point. This is the residual income. And everybody we present this to, we know without a doubt is going to benefit them if they decide to go out there and build a business, right? And we all know the benefits of the business that we talk about on every opportunity presentation. When people make a decision, not only are they getting the product, but they're also getting an unbelievable opportunity that can change their financial situation, right? And you all know the benefits. That's not the purpose of this. But when you go out there and you build the business, the whole message is, this is simple. And I'm telling you what drives volume. What drives volume is when people finally make a decision. And we got a lot of people on this call. You have new people getting started. We know this. There's a lot of new people getting started the last 10 days, right? The volume is very, very strong. But I want you to know that when you get this new person in, it's a newborn baby, right? Some people come with more experience than others, but at the end of the day, okay, this person, by making their decision, is excited. And if you don't move within this new person very quickly, what happens to their excitement? Okay, this is where you start to hear, well, I'm going to now wait until I get my product. How many times have you guys heard that? You sign a new person up, we don't move fast enough, and all of a sudden the excitement goes away. You make a phone call maybe 2 or 3 days later, and the person then says, well, you know what? I'm going to wait till I get my product. Now, let me ask you, what do you think happens to that person's excitement if they have to wait now 2 weeks, okay, for their product? Understand, okay, we've made $100,000, okay, without having any product. So it's not about that. It's about understanding that a new person wants to start moving fast. And we have to figure out very quickly when we sign somebody up, what do we have here? Don't you all want to know what you sponsored? Do you have a runner? Do you have an incubator? We're going to talk about this. Do you have somebody that's going to do nothing who just bought a family pack? Or do you have somebody that really wants to build? Well, whoever the sponsor of this new person is, that's the responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the new person. They don't know anything. The responsibility is the person who brought them in. So what is that responsibility? Did you get them a welcome letter? Okay, yes, Jeff, I sent the welcome letter. Okay, great. Step one. Remember, this is Diamond Zone stuff. Now, did you walk them through the welcome letter? Did you navigate them through it? Okay, because this is how you find out what you really sponsored. Okay, did you walk them through how to do a three-way call? Did you walk them through making their list? Remember, the value of this new person is the contact base they could lead you to. Not the contact base they're going to lead them to themselves, because that's the blind leading the blind. What you want this new person to do is open up their contact base. Because when this person gets involved, very quickly, we want them to get their first two people. And when we get this person moving, okay, very quickly, I'm going to know, okay, why do you think I do what I do in every single training? Okay, and I plant seeds into people's heads that I got my daughter Jenna left and my daughter Jessica right. I want this not even to be a thought process. In other words, it doesn't have to be your daughters, but listen, Joe, who do you want to sit on top of your multi-million-dollar organization? Right, you told me you want to go fast, right? When you get a new person in and you ask them, do you want to go slow or fast? 90% are going to say fast. Okay, well, you got to be the one that drives what fast means. And within 24 hours, Joe, let's get your first two, because we want to make sure you're getting your 20%. Now you understand the importance that when this person understands the value of what he bought, it then betters his chances to buy a family pack or a premium pack. Because if this guy makes his decision, or girl, to buy a family pack or above, what do you think he's going to duplicate? See, this is how you drive volume, guys. But it's you making sure that this person is getting all the information, and he's not driving the volume. The sponsor is. The sponsor's pushing the snowball up the hill. He made the toughest decision in his life. He made a change. This guy's exhausted. He made a change. He thinks it's over. He goes, okay, I did it. Now let's where's the money? No, now I got to make sure this guy knows his responsibility. You guys have heard me do it every time I do a presentation. I'm like robotic. The responsibility of this person is to open up their contact base so we could get their first two quickly. Some of you got to stop today and look at new people you've brought in. That's not one person. That should be minimally 3 people, right? The person and their first two. And I just took somebody who did a family pack, let's just use the middle ground, and I just drove $1,500 in business versus 500. Tell me that everybody can't get 2. Especially a new person. Especially a new person is going to at least open up his contact base enough so we could get underneath it to see if we could get 2 people within 24 hours. But let's say it took a week. You see what happened? So now, then you really find out what you got, because you can have one person that really goes to work and you're the one driving team developer. That's the message I want to send today. If you get new team developers, I know who's doing it. It's the sponsor. If you're not duplicating, okay, at builders and developers, okay, let's just say builders right now. It's our responsibility. I want you to take responsibility to have your developers and your builders in your organization. If you get a developer, okay, very quickly, it means there's duplication. And if there's not duplication, listen, guys, this is not about beating anybody up, but we got a reverse scenario here. Okay, we got to go backwards and figure out what can we do better. And normally, it's because we're excited because we made the sponsor. We got somebody in. We're so excited that we got somebody in and we made our $100 to $200. But don't you really want to know if you have a runner? This is all you do. You're an investigator. Everybody on this call, that's what you are. What did I really sponsor? And I'm going to get into that in a second, okay? But that's the whole idea. But what's the message we send in every presentation? This is the message I want all of you to send. Okay, how many times have you seen me say it? Who's a guest tonight? Okay, now, do you want to go slow or fast? I'm doing this for a purpose. I want to go fast. Okay, based on what you just saw, Mary, and understanding really what you're buying here, where would you start your business? Family pack. Perfect. Now, let's set the working rules. I'm doing it every day for you. Your responsibility, because I'm going to come 50% of the way, and you're going to come 50% of the way. Let me tell you what your 50% is, Mary. All I want you to do, and we're going to do this together when you get your welcome letter, we're going to construct your list. Because your list is really the building blocks of your business over the next 1 to 3 to 5 years. And I don't want you to leave any name out because you're 35 years old, Mary, and you know a lot of people. I got to help her. Mary's going to put together a list of the people she thinks are going to do it. No, that's not the list. And this is where you're sitting down with them. This is where you're getting to know your prospect. It could be on a phone. It could be on a Zoom meeting. That's why I urge everybody to get Zoom. Okay, it's part of your business. Imagine doing a fast start training and walking people through a Zoom meeting, right, where you're looking the person in the eye, right, and you're going through the list and you're saying, Mary, show me your cell phone address book, right? Let's say I'm Mary. Okay, you want to see my cell phone address book? Yeah, okay. Oh, keep doing it, Mary, and she's showing you it. Keep going, Mary. Keep going. Okay, perfect. Mary, this is going to be a good place that we're going to start. Mary, how many people do you have there, Mary? Oh, I got about 600. Oh, okay. That's a good funnel, Mary. Now, I want to make sure you know something. All I want you to do is very professionally get those people to know that you started a business, and I want you to send them a very simple text message. We're going to break it down. There's going to be certain people we're going to call. Okay, the people closest to you. So now Mary's thinking, oh my gosh, first of all, you're holding Mary accountable. Am I not right? And you're seeing if she's going to do it. Because let me ask you a question. Do you think Mary's value to you is her premium pack or the 600 people? Are you kidding? It's the 600 people. If you have anybody that is willing to open up their contact base to you, now here's the key. They're opening their contact base to you. Now, we have a very simple program. See, the program used to be, let's get these people to a meeting. No. Let's get them to a hotel meeting. Let's get them to your living room, Mary. How many people could we get over so we could do a Helo demonstration in your living room? That's a whole different program, right? That's not what we do. All we want Mary to do is make sure her people get to Helo.life. And then what's going to happen is, Mary, we're going to help you with the follow-up. But there's going to be certain people that we're going to call. And then I show her what to send people. And that's also in the welcome letter. See, if you really go through each line of the welcome letter, right, and then you get them to Team World Changers to see how to get their business off to a fast start. You see, you could do this on a Zoom, could you not? Can you imagine, Mary, let's get on a Zoom meeting, me and you. Okay, and you press play, World Changers, and you listen to the 15-minute get started, and then you're walking them through. You see the very minute next steps that make such a difference? Now Mary's saying, oh my gosh, Caitlin's on me. She wants to go to work. But see, if you just get them involved and all of a sudden there's no communication for 48 hours, and then I say, how's your new person? Well, Jeff, I sent them the welcome letter. Great. You see the necessary minor next steps that make a tremendous difference? This way you're not working blindly, everyone. You know, I know after a Zoom meeting, I'm just using Zoom. You could do it over the phone. You could do it live if they're close, okay? But this way I know when I hang up, what do I really have? And worst case scenario, worst case scenario, here's got to be your mentality. Get them to get there too. Because now, what did you just do? You guys got to understand the business. All right, I worked with Mary for a good hour. I'm on the Zoom meeting. I went through everything, and you know what? I just want Mary because I know she's really not the one. You never say that. But you know what you got. And if she did get her first two, what does that do? Did that not just lead you to two more people that you could work underneath Mary to find out if you have somebody that wants to work here? And what if these two people introduce you to 600 people? Do you see how you could stay in your warm market forever? When I start hearing about people doing advertising campaigns day one, you don't understand the business. I'm not against advertising, okay? But I do understand you could stay in your warm market forever because now Mary's person, John, becomes my warm market and his warm market becomes mine. And I just want to keep working with these. I'm going to keep working down, right? As long as this keeps going. You never let a leg die. This is a leg of business for you. And if Mary's not really the one, maybe John is. But what if John got his first two? Okay? What if John got his first two? Aren't you working down here? And then the same thing. You're going to find a leader down here, but here's where the network marketing comes in. Network. What's work mean? I'm working with Mary. I'm going through everything. I'm working with John. I'm the one that's driving this business. They're not. Unless you find a seasoned network marketer that goes, I got this, don't need you anymore. Good luck with that plan. You got to drive the business. And so a lot of you, the reason I'm saying this, guys, is a lot of you have, okay, people, and it may not be your people, but also driving it down because watch this. What if a person not really doing much introduces you to Mary? Right? Are you going to leave it to this person who sponsored Mary, who's really an incubator? She just happened to find Mary. So you got to get underneath your organization sometimes. You got to be very in tune because if I have an organization of hundreds of people, that's my organization. It may be underneath Laura. It may be underneath Caitlin. It may be underneath Mike Padilla. But if Mike, Laura, and Caitlin are dormant distributors, I have to get underneath it to find out what I really got. Am I going to leave it to Laura? I haven't seen Laura in 6 months. She's never on Diamond Zone, and I'm just using a scenario here, guys. But all of a sudden, because Laura sponsored Mike, and Mike introduced us to maybe some superstar down there, but Mike's not really working it. He's full-time. He's working his business. He's working his job. I got to get underneath it. Take responsibility and ownership of your company. My company is here down. This is my company. Eddie, we're here down. And if I notice that there's somebody down there that's really not doing much, I got to get underneath it because I know the power of one new person. And sometimes I don't think you guys know the power. We think the power is I made my $100. No, the power is working their base. Net. This new person, you want them to do what? Cast their net. Who's going to work it, the new person or the sponsor? The sponsor's the one driving it. This guy, how many times we tell this new person, just cast the net. Get that 2-minute video. Well, when they cast the net, who's there to catch it? The new person? They don't know what they're saying. It's you working with your people. That's how you drive an organization. Okay, so I'm just getting you guys to be more aware and take the time when you bring in a new person. That's what I really want you guys to do. Take the time. Now, where's my slide that I want to do today? Okay. Now, when we do this, okay, let me move this over. You all understand, okay, that when we build a business here, everybody, okay, we just want to say, we always say the same thing, get helos on wrist, right? Now, if this is you in the business, if someone's brand new in the business, we all know when they get their first 2 people, right? And we drive 450 points or 500 points through 2 people, that person becomes team builder, right? And when that person goes out there and gets their 2, we know that builds and that promotes team developers, correct? I'm gonna try to write really nice here, okay? Now, don't you understand this is your game plan? Every new person on this call, anybody, okay, and regardless, everybody should start over because you want to build this base. So if you know in week 1 you had to get your first 2, okay, that's the goal. And then next week you want to help those 2 get their 2. And the 3rd week you want to help those 2 get their 2. And isn't this what everybody wants to do, is build their consumer base? Everybody would love to have a consumer base of 8,000 people, right? 4,000 people left, 4,000 people right. We all know that. But it all starts with, like I just opened the call with you working with these people to get them to team builder and team developer. Because look did I just not drive something down 2 levels? And do you understand every new business leg you bring in could represent 4,000 people? Do you understand that, right? See, if you're personally sponsoring, okay, when you're personally sponsoring people, here's your personal sponsors, right? If you're personally sponsoring all these people, you could drive each one of these legs 4,000 people deep. So it's not you. Some people look at this, they go, well, that's just my organization. That's one leg of your organization. How many legs of business would you have to drive 8,000 people to make a substantial income? Let's just talk about one leg and building this. So when we do this, we got team builders, team developers, and you're looking to drive as deep as you possibly can. And we show this on a weekly basis, right? Week 1, week 2, week 3, all the way down 12 weeks. Now, watch. Every time somebody in your organization, I want you guys to understand this, that buys any one of the products that our company represents, it drives volume. So we could drive volume through individual purchases of product. Is that good? Yes. But we're also driving volume by people buying one of our promotional packages. And we know when someone buys a single pack, 120 SV sales volume is generated, right? We know that if someone spends $340, the company pays on 120. You could call this commissionable volume. When someone buys a family pack, let's just call it for $1,300. What's the sales volume that we get paid on? What populates over here? 500, right? And when someone does a premium pack for $2,000, what populates over here? 750, right? So these are the points or the SV. I'm not talking about individual products being purchased. Let's just talk about what's driving most of our business. Eventually it will switch. Eventually it'll be just consumers purchasing helos, right? Downloading apps, buying Biozen. Do you know if someone buys just a Biozen, there's SV there? Let's just call that trash volume. We know without a doubt, okay, that most of the volume that we are going out there and accumulating is coming from new packages because we're all building our base. Eventually it'll be a consumer-driven base. But right now it's an opportunity-driven base. Does that make sense? Now watch. When you go out there and you're building this, everybody wants to get to diamond, right? We all know, everybody says the same thing because we all know this is where the game starts. I'm talking about for the people that want to build it. But don't underestimate the power of this. It's finding little successes. And I can't get this person focused in on Diamond until I get them accomplishing Team Builder. You know what's going to keep that person going? When they get to Team Builder, they feel successful. You got to wave a flag when they hit Team Builder. You got to do a celebration. You should take them out for a drink because you want to keep that person excited. I mean, you got to praise this person. What percentage of people hit Team Builder? See, we start thinking about Diamond. Wait a minute. Yes, I love that tenacity. I love that spirit. But let's get to Team Builder. Now I get to Team Builder and the guy gets to Team Developer. You know what it means to have two people get two people? That's no joke. You got to praise that person. And now, once you get them to Team Developer, you then have set them up to believe in their core that they're going to start taking this seriously. You want your new person to finally reach that point that says, wow, this is working. The longer somebody goes with no results, the closer they are to quitting. And they could be on Diamond Zone and they could understand the long-term potential. But at the end of the day, we got to get them excited. We got to get them active. And we've never had such a simple program to get people some results. The reason why Diamond Zone, and I do this every morning, is for the people that aren't getting the results to be on so they get re-excited. Do you understand the purpose of Diamond Zone, right? So you leave here going, oh my gosh, I got more information and I just kept that person in for one more day. To do what? Get some results. When you get people results, it's over. It's over. But I want you to understand that when you build this, what do you need to be a diamond? Okay, don't you need 20 family packs total left and 20 family packs total right? If you took the average of 500, and I'm not saying loyalty, I'm gonna say let's just go what we know needs to happen. 20 family packs to total left, 20 family packs total right. Can I give you the secret here, guys? 20 family packs total. What if it took you, let's say it took you 12 weeks to develop an organization big enough, right? Let's just say you had 500 people left and 500 people right in your entire organization. See, this is what you got to drive. Just by sheer numbers, you're going to get 20 family packs left and 20 family packs right. Why? You got 500 working people. Let's say they're not all working. I'm talking about total in your organization, 20 and 20. But see, a lot of people just go, I'm going to get to diamond, and I got what? 3 people left, 3 people right. Probably not, guys. I'm being honest with you. Because you all know the numbers, right? I've showed the 2020. I know Jeremy showed it yesterday, if you're on Jeremy's call. But I want you to understand, to do this, you got to personally bring in 20 people left, you, not your organization, and 20 people right. Until 40 people, and I'm just giving you secrets of 24 years of experience. You're not going to sponsor 2 people and expect to get to diamond. I'm going to get 1 superstar left and 1 superstar right. Not a good business plan. So you got to be out there and you got to make your list, because until you get your 40 people in the funnel, and 40 people in, and we always say within a 6-month period, sooner you do it, the faster. Now you have the foundation to get to diamond. Because you all know the numbers, right? And I'm going to reverse engineer this at the end. Out of 20, we know 6 to 8 people on each side. We know this will do nothing. I want to make sure you keep yourself and you keep your sanity here. Do not worry about these people. These people quit everything. These people will quit a diet. They'll quit the health club, right? They'll quit whatever they commit to. They usually quit. I always say, wherever they go, there they are. And wherever they are, unless they continue to make changes, usually what they did in the last company or the last thing they committed to, it's the same result. I have no respect for people that start something and don't do it. And nor should you, but you don't give them any of your energy. Don't get all depressed when you have, out of 20, a third do nothing. That's why you need 20 on each side. 6 to 8 people on each side. You know what they're going to do? I call them frozen. You could call them incubators. You could call them frozen. You could say not doing much. These are piddlers. They don't quit. They may be on loyalty. They may lead you to some people right away, but you're not going to get much traction out of these people. I call these people, they produce trash volume. They're on their loyalty maybe. Maybe they'll introduce you to one person every 3 months. Maybe they'll show up to your Super Saturday. I don't treat them any different. I high five them. I give them a big hug because you never know. They may be somebody that leads you to somebody, but you're not going to get traction with them. Here's where you get traction. Ready? It's the next third. It's these 6 to 8 people, okay, on each side that decide they want to build. We say build it big. These are the ones that you've done your Zoom meeting and they say, you know what? I'm going to commit to my 2020. And out of the 6 to 8 on each side that are building big, you got 1 to 2 superstars. But you can't get these numbers to work unless you put 40 in. You can't put 1 a month in for 40 months and get the same traction. See, there is a science to this. And so when you do that, what's the vision? How do you get to Diamond? 5 team developers left, right? 5 team developers, right? Now let's put this in perspective, because you'll probably be making a lot more money if you do this. 6 to 8, I know without a doubt I could get 5 team developers left and right because I have my builders, because I did my 40. Right? Now, what does a consistent diamond make? Because listen, guys, listen. If you do this, you got consistent diamond business because you built it right. Which means you're doing what? 10,000 points. 10,000 points on each leg. So isn't that $2,000 a week? Isn't that $8,000 a month? Am I not right? Okay, let me ask you all a question. Now I want you to think about anything that you could do out there. How many jobs, okay, what do we say, do this in a 6-month period? How many jobs after 6 months do you think are paying $2,000 a week? 8,000 a month. Oh my gosh, I'm working hard, Jeff. I'm working for 6 months. I'm only at 2,000 a week. What? Can we put this in perspective? Would you work and build a base for 6 months? 6 months to get yourself to consistent diamond volume so you can start making $2,000 a week. But it's not $2,000 a week. You know why? You have a foundation. Most people who achieve this, remember our income disclosure, will be making $20,000 to $50,000 a month with this foundation built. So you got to put it in perspective. You got to put it in perspective. So what does it start with? Okay, 2020. Can we reverse engineer this now? Can I erase this chicken scratch? Remember, it's you working with each individual leg to develop and see, do I have my 5 team developers left and right? But you have to keep your head. You ever see a thoroughbred? They put blinders on. You know why they put blinders on? So they can't see anything but the track in front of them. That's why all these people that race in the Triple Crown, you see most horses, 90% of the horses have blinders on. The trainer does not want that person looking at any other horse. They don't want them to worry about the jockey. They don't want them to hear the audience. They want them to see the finish line. Okay, you all need to put blinders on. Every single one of you. Here's your blinders. I got to get my 20/20. I got to go to bed every night. I got to fill up my funnel strong enough, and I got to cast a big enough net, okay, in order to build my team. And every time somebody comes into my business, I got to get them to cast their net. Because my goal is I have to build my base. This is what you're building, guys. This is what this is what everybody wants. Any business in the world wants that. It's called a consumer base. This is yours. But you got to have enough people to find your 1 to 2 or 6 to 8 that are going to help you build it. But it's not you just going, well, I hope it happens. No one who makes a lot of money did it by hope. They did it because they had a specific number. It's a numbers game. Oh, there's the genius. Jeff, this is a numbers game. Yes. Accept it. Now, let's reverse engineer this. Okay? What do we want? 20/20. Personally in 20/20. How many people do you have to have in your funnel for you to sponsor 40 people? Okay, I don't know. What's your number? Would you go out there and go through 1,000 people? 1,000 people in order to get your 20/20? I'm not just talking about sending text messages out to 1,000. Jeff, I did that yesterday. Okay, or 500. It's doing it correctly. How long is it going to take you first and foremost, right, to develop 1,000 people network? Well, can I tell you why some people get off to a better start and others? I don't want to hide anything here today, guys. You know why? Because if some people have 500 people and this person has tremendous credibility with those 500 people, do you think it's easier for that person to get their 20/20? Of course it is. He's established. These people know him. And what if the same person has 500 people, right? And you've never done network marketing before, right? You just have 500 people that you really don't know, but you're really good at friending people on Facebook, right? You don't really know them. Well, it's about building and establishing relationships first. Didn't we do that yesterday? Sometimes it takes time. You're honing your skills. What if it took you a year to get to $2,000 a week? What if it took you 2 years to get to $2,000 a week and got to diamond? It took me 9 years in corporate America to get to $10,000 a month in earnings. 9 years. 2,000 a week is $96,000 a year. 6 figures, right? 9 years. So maybe sometimes you're filling up your funnel. You're building relationships. If you have your schedule, and let's say you don't know anybody, how many people do you have to talk to every day in order to run your numbers necessary to sponsor? What do you need to sponsor? 6 to 8 a month for 6 months? If you put 12 people in your first month, usually your first month is always higher, then you could just go back and then just add 6 more people a month for 5 months. What is that? Isn't that 30, 42 people? There you go. Put 12 in your first month and then just go back. See, here's what a lot of people do. They might put in their first 12, but they don't put in the 6s after that. What if out of the first 12, most of those people were the ones that quit? You see where people make the mistake? It's a focus. It's a focus for 6 months. It's a focus to run your numbers. What is 12? 3 a week, 4 a week? This is what you need to understand. This is the traction number, guys. This gets momentum. People go, what do these people do to get to president their first week? Well, they had some credibility, yes, but they had the contact base and they knew how to talk to people. Well, Jeff, I have to hone those skills. We'll talk to your people. Just cast the net. I got one person that every single day, man, I know she's working, calling me, Jeff, can you do a call right now? Exclamation points. I got a really good guy. And 2 hours later, I know that person's working. But you know the skill set she's accomplishing? Do you know Bill Davies? He asked me, Jeff, what do you want me to do? And I said, Bill, here's all I want you to do. Cast your net and get me or Lisa on the phone. Worked our butts off. He wore our ass out, okay, for 3 months. Got to what? Grand Diamond, right? Now watch it. Now I do very little calls with Bill. He's one of my, for sure, 1 to 2 superstars, okay, that I know wants to build it. He's doing his own calls. He's doing his own Zooms. He's doing his own launch meetings. He's now the 3-way call person for his people. That's what you're getting traction with. And so in the beginning, who's doing all this? We are. You're the ones. And what does it start with? What does it start with? Because now you know your numbers. Would you go through 1,000 people to get to $2,000 a week? I know everybody shakes their head. Would you go through 2,000 people? Would you go through 5,000? If you knew that was the number. If you knew that was the number, and it was just matter of fact. Now you got to find ways to run numbers, right? Well, I just told you. Let's start with what you have access to. And there's many different ways and you can start to explore to run more numbers. But we got to get your belief, don't we? How do we get belief? Get people results. And how do you get people results? When you get that new person, let's just close this thing out. When you get the new person, please, and I'm gonna challenge everybody, get Zoom. Get a Zoom account. This way, when the new person gets in, right, now you can say, here's my Zoom address. Let's go through your getting started. Let's go through your welcome letter, and let's get you organized. Don't you want to know what you have? You're trying to find out what you really sponsored. And then you get that person getting their first 2. Now what? Excitement. They get to team developer. This could be one of your 5 team developers you need. It could be a superstar that just takes off and does 10,000 points on your left side automatically with one person. But you don't build your business based on finding one. You build your business based on, I got to run my 2020. That's it. Go to bed with this. Wake up with it. If you knew this was going to build the foundation to get you to $20,000 to $50,000 a month, would you do it? Would anything stop you? Well, there you go. That's it, guys. I want you guys to understand the power of getting somebody started right. It's not just, hey, welcome, high five, you bought your family pack, here's your welcome letter, I got to go. No, Jeff, I talk to them twice a week. No, you live with them. You got to find out. If each person you bring in out of these 2020, this is true, can mean from $50,000 to $50,000 a month to you, would you spend time with them? That's the attitude you got to have. In our other company, on one business leg, we made over $50,000 a month. On one business leg. Do you think Lisa spent a lot of time with that leg? She lived with it. Because how many of those do you need? Right? But see, my people go, what? Well, 1. Well, how many people did Lisa sponsor to get that one? 60. 60 to get one. We're all looking for the people that want to build it for us. We got to be the ones that have this in our head. That's how you become financially independent. You guys, thank you. Remember tonight's call, helozoom.us, not on JL. helozoom.us. Please make sure you're letting everybody know. Appreciate all of you. Thank you very much.